5 seconds before the performance.
Places, everybody.
Welcome to Theatre First with Alex First.
One of the most bizarre plays I've seen. The Amateurs is a tragicomedy from 2015 American Pulitzer Prize finalist Jordan Harrison. This is its Australian premiere. While I can't claim to have liked it, to say it's unusual is an understatement. A troupe of mismatched medieval players make their way across Europe in a cart, desperate to outrun the plague, which has already claimed one of their number. Arguably their finest member, Henry's passing leaves a gap to fill. The company's hoping to impress His Highness the Duke and thereby gain salvation within the walls of his city. The play they're staging is a biblical representation of Noah's Ark, the props for which are being prepared by set designer Gregory, labelled an idiot. Within the troupe, promiscuous and recalcitrant member Rona is an item with the arrogant Larking, who plays God, only she is of child to another. But once the roles are cast, the arrival of a mysterious stranger, a doctor, throws a spanner into the works, especially for Henry's surviving sister, Hollis. She's been visited by the ghost of her brother, telling her in no uncertain terms not to let anyone fill his role. Directed by Susie D., Red Stitch's production of The Amateurs begins outside the theatre, as the players, all masked up, represent the 7 deadly sins. After about 5 minutes, we file into the theatre and take our seats. The play continues with a colourful rant from the idiot. Once a rhythm of sorts is established, the piece is upended when Gregory breaches the fourth wall in a different guise. As a gay playwright, he addresses the HIV/AIDS crisis of the 1980s and 90s. The parallel between the two humanitarian crises, the Black Death and HIV, is not lost. And then we return to preparations for the play before the Duke. But he, who we never meet, is too scared of catching the bubonic plague to witness it in person. Instead, he intends to peer through a crack in the wall. The cast, Brian Lipson, Dion Mills, Olga McKeever, Emily Goddard, Kearshaw Jones Shukur and Darcy Kent, has a whale of a time. Individually and collectively, they act up, skylark and argue. It's clear the company is a screw-up, despite not wanting to be, and they play into that. Lipson is the clear standout. His naturalistic and enthusiastic showing goes from rib-tickling to moving as he transitions from one character to another and back again. The narrative is hardly straightforward, and you need to concentrate to follow all that's going down. I found the 110 minutes without interval a stretch. The narrative could readily have been trimmed without losing meaning. The austere set design by Dan Barber, who's also responsible for costumes, suits the time frame. The medieval props undoubtedly elevate the spectacle and tickle the funny bone. Still, The Amateurs is a head-scratcher, which is at times laboured and sophomoric. It's on at Red Stitch Theatre in St Kilda in Melbourne until the 24th of July, 2022.
You've been listening to Theatre First with Alex First. Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.